And now, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda commences tonight's satsang with a Sanskrit peace chant.
Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We begin with Mystic Song by Sri Swami Lalitananda, played and sung by Sri Swami Umananda and Rajneesh.
Our song tonight is called All is Full. In the early morning, I hear the temple bells playing across the Ganges River, and the clouds of music from my Veena drift like white mist over the moving waters. When the bells ring, the spirit of wind sings. All is full, from full comes full. Take full from full, what is left is full. All this is divine self. Take the world away. What is left is wrong. All this is the divine self. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti We are recording from the ashram of our revered Guru, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda in Miami, Florida. Today is June the 13th, 2021, Sunday evening, and tonight Swamiji will be lecturing on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is Series 2018, class number 124. And now, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda.
Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om. Adorations to Lord Krishna, the preceptor of the universe. destroyer of the forces of darkness and bestower of immortality. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, entitled Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, the yoga of division of the three gunas, modes of nature. The chapter is focusing on giving insight into three modes of Prakriti: Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And the goal for every soul is to be Triguna-tita, going beyond the three gunas. But you have to dive, swim, and fight through the waves of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And they play their very mysterious role. To understand also sthiti and avastha. In very dull people, tamas is settled. They are steady with tamas. They will also show sattva and rajas at some times. But they are sattva, they are showing immense goodness of their heart is fleeting and foxy. They will show rajas, that they can do amazing things for you if you could do something. But they don't mean that much. They don't have that ability to do so many things. I will go with you to the end of the world. I will never leave you. So that type of state is called avastha, changing state. Sthiti, you are firm. Rajas, similarly, you can be firm in your rajas. And tamas and sattva will come and go. You can be firm in sattva. And then rajas and tamas will come and go. So it's a profound mystic psychology. And the Gita will give you again and again insight into these three gunas and the state where you go beyond all the three. As long as the soul is dependent upon Prakriti, it is in a state of bondage. When soul is not dependent on Prakriti, gone beyond the three gunas, there is liberation, moksha. Keeping that in view, verse number 6 and 7, I will just recite. We have already covered them, but just to remind you. Verse number 6, among them, sattva, among the three gunas, sattva due to purity, confers enlightenment, health and happiness. When sattva is developing, your buddhi, intellect becomes increasingly purified. So you are being led to jnana, from the state of ajnana, ignorance, to the state of enlightenment. All the entire steps are possible with sattva sanshuddhi, when sattva becomes purified. And when purified state is reached, because sattva patti, sattva patti is fourth step of jnana bhumikas, shubhecha vicharana, tanumanasi, sattva patti. So, that's what sattva, increasing sattva does, leading to purity of understanding. Health, real health develops, harmony of the three modes of your health. Vata, Pitta, Kapha. And happiness. You are drawn to real happiness. Otherwise, you are drawn to illusory happiness. However, it causes bondage by creating happiness and relative knowledge. We have explained. When you have small measure of sattva and lot of rajas and tamas, that sattva becomes a source of bigger trouble, and that we have explained to you, because it creates lots of attachment and hatred. O Arjuna, rajas is of the nature of passion, the source of craving and attachment. It causes bondage for the embodied by creating attachment to actions. Actions here relate to karmas, sakamya karmas, led by your ego. You hold on to a certain project that's completely uninspiring and which enhances the impurities of your heart. But now coming to the eighth verse. Tamastvajnanajam vriddhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidravi tannibadnati bharata. Tamoguna. O Arjuna, know that tamas is born of ignorance and is the deluder of the embodied beings. It causes bondage through procrastination, laziness, and sleep. Tamas is the source of all forms of distress, sadness, depression. Here 3 points have been highlighted: procrastination, laziness, and sleep. Procrastination. wonderful opportunity has come. Attend on it, and it will open the door to greater prosperity and progress. But you say to yourself, no, I'm waiting for a better, or it is so good, let me handle it tomorrow. It is so good, shouldn't be hasty. So that type of attitude. But when it comes to doing negative things, do it now. That one is looking at me with a sharp eyes. Let me handle that. Good ones, hold on. I will do it. Come to you later. So that type of procrastination, pramad that enhances mada. Mada is conceit, pride. Pramad. Mad, M-A-D. It promotes madness. Pro-madness. Pramad. Alasya. Alasya is laziness. You want to do it now, you have planned to do it, but let me go to rest for 5 minutes. Close my eyes. And that becomes 50 minutes. And sleep. Let me enjoy sleep. Sattvam sukham sanjayati rajah karmani parata jnanam avritya tutama pramade sanjayatyuta. Sattva attaches one to happiness. Rajas to karmas. O Arjuna. While tamas, veiling wisdom, compels one to miscomprehension. Sattva, the benefits of these gunas. What does sattva do? Sattva attaches you to happiness. Sattva opens the door to experiencing that type of happiness that is inspiring. That's a real happiness. And you begin to understand the difference between sense pleasure, that also is happiness, but it doesn't lead you to inner inspiration. So the type of happiness that you get through sattva, you begin to develop attachment to it, which is a very good thing. And therefore, you wait for practicing meditation, doing your sadhana, because during that time you have tasted the joy of sattva. And that type of joy you can't get anywhere. or the joy of satsanga. So sattva attaches one to happiness. The extension of how to understand sattvic buddhi leads to humility-based progress. You progress promoting chitta shuddhi, purity of chitta, enhancement of jnana, opening the door to real joy, and promoting real purposeful health, swasthya. When sattva does that, rajas enhances your mental complexes. So you become more and more involved in project after project. But all your projects are shallow projects. But you go on getting more and more work in pressure on your head. Jnanam abhrityatu tamah. And when tamas begins to develop, the opportunities for jnana, opportunities for clarity of your mind, you don't take advantage of those opportunities. You look at them as inauspicious. You have a plan to have wonderful dish of rasgullas and all that. And then suddenly a Mahatma has come in your door. If you are given you more 1,000 times more joy than your rasgulla. But jnanam abhritya, your buddhi becomes veiled and you turn to negative. Also, misapprehension takes place. Your understanding is deluded. So you can't discriminate between what is right for you and what is wrong for you. You are led to nidra and alasya. Nidra is sleep. Sleeping is very healthy, but abnormal sleeping, that's unhealthy. Relaxing is very healthy, but abnormal relaxing. Put your body in a twisted away state and don't move any limbs. You stay stuck. It's called sloth. Some animals are embodiments of sloth. Rajastamaschabhibhuya sattvam bhavati bharata. Rajah sattvam tamastaiva tamah sattvam rajastavaha. The same thing is being given to bring more insight. 10th verse. O Bharata, Sattva advances by overpowering Rajas and Tamas. When Sattva is increasing, Rajas and Tamas are controlled. So if Rajas is increasing in your personality, what's the cure? Enhance Sattva. If Tamas is increasing, again enhance Sattva. But you don't have to go on evaluating mathematically how much Rajas I have, how much Tamas. It becomes a spontaneous movement in your sadhana. When spiritual sensitivity develops, you are inclined, you are always intending, you are always practicing in such a way when you are doing japa, practicing meditation, prayer, you are automatically, unknowingly and unwittingly, you are sublimating tamas and channelizing rajas. That happens automatic. But from a broad point of view, you must understand sattva is the remedy for increasing rajas and tamas. So you find so much troubles in your personality, then be intent upon enhancing sattva. Try to figure out what increases sattva. Good karmas, doing your prayers, meditation, adopting a rhythmic style of life, practicing moderation, and all those points. But whatever you do it to promote humility within yourself. If you are practicing sattva in a right way, it won't make you egotistic. It will not put pressure on your head. I've been doing so much good and what happened? Nothing is happening. What's the use of being good? Rajas prevails by overpowering sattva and tamas. If you want to promote rajas, then you have to cut down sattva, neither sattva nor inertia, tamas. Be always active. I'm bringing humor to it. But the idea is to understand by reducing sattva, as well as tamas. If rajas increases, when tamas is being reduced in you, and not only tamas, but even sattva has to be reduced to let rajas be strong. Likewise, tamas predominates by overpowering rajas and sattva. You remember the illustration of old style lamp. Tamas plays the role of oil. Rajas, when oil begins to flow through the wick is egoism. And sattva is the light, flame at the top of the wick. So, the gunas are operating in a normal way, healthy way, like a lamp. Unhealthy way, oil takes over the lamp. How can you see any light in this lamp? Or wick takes over the lamp. It's just flowing, but it has sucked up the oil and has not come to the state of flame. If sattva prevails, light takes over the lamp, which is the purpose of the lamp. सर्वदा द्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन् प्रकाशः उपजायते ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्याद् विवृद्धं सत्त्वमित्युत. When the light of knowledge shines through every gate of the body, it should be known that sattva is advancing. When sattva is advancing in your personality, there is a special radiation from your personality. All those people who are spiritually sensitive, or according to the degree of spiritual sensitivity, become inspired by your presence, whether you know it or not. It's just like a flower with fragrance. As it blossoms, it captivates many things of this forest. And how does the fragrance comes? From every pore of the flower. Similarly, it's an allegorical way of saying, from every pore of your body, from every gate of the body, and from another practical point of view, your senses promote happy projects. The same senses that lead you to trouble by going after pleasure, the same senses now lead you to satsanga. They operate to help you in the practice of integral yoga. लोभः प्रवृत्तिरारम्भः कर्मणामशमः स्मृहा रजस्येतानि जायन्ते विवृद्धे भरतर्षभ. O Arjuna, when rajas is predominant, there arise greed. Greed means when rajas is increasing, you lack concentration. Old style example, a person is thirsty in a desert area. He begins to dig. If someone tells where he stands, there is water underneath. But it needs to be dug. Now he takes up the project of digging. hardly he has dug 1 foot or even half a foot. His foot has started troubling. I'm joking. But now he start digging just in another place. Then he start digging in another place. He has spent a lot of time digging. All that he would have done, even 5% of that effort in one place, he would have succeeded. So that's characteristic of rajas. It makes you run and run, but run after mirage. You are not finding satisfaction, but you are running. Greed, Krishna takes over your mind. Not Krishna, Krishna. Cure is let Krishna take over your mind. So there arises greed. Pravritti. Pravritti means being more and more involved in karmas and to wait for change in your destiny. The destiny that you enjoy, led by your karma, that destiny is shaky and is like mirage. You are promoting mirage type of destiny, while your real destiny is to attain enlightenment. So that type of involvement in karmic fulfillment, in conditions that are defined by karma, that's called pravritti. Rajas keeps you busy with pravritti, and you don't understand the glory of nivritti, of internal detachment. Internal detachment doesn't mean that you stop your work or duties in the external world. Rather, you become more skilled in performing your duties, more qualitative, purposeful. So, when rajas predominates, there arises greed, pravritti, undertaking of actions, pravritti-based result, restlessness, and longing. Longing is intense desire, same as craving. Thirteenth verse. Aprakasho pravrittischa pramado moham evacha tamastvetani jayante vivriddhe bharatarshava. O Arjuna, when tamas predominates, there arises non-discrimination, inactivity, heedlessness, and mere delusion. These are Sanskrit words, aprakash. as if you are moving in a dark, semi-dark room where you can't see things correctly. Whatever you see is distorted. That's aprakash. Same as lack of discrimination, avivek. Next, apravritti. Pravritti in this context implies being involved in useless activity or purposeful activity. But with tamas, neither you are involved in useless activity nor perverted nor righteous activity. And that becomes the cause of profound stress. It's just like a rider on the horse suddenly develops the idea, let me be still, because that's what all yoga says. Do not go anywhere. Just stay firm on the horse. Outwardly he becomes very still, but internally he has gone through a turmoil and is every moment unawares involved in holding on to the horse. In other words, that's a predicament of inactivity. Inactivity does not resolve your mental stress. Rather, it supplies more substance for increasing stress and despair. Rajas and tamas, they strengthen your lower self. Sattva strengthens your higher self. Another characteristic, great characteristic, is heedlessness. That's known as pramad. We ignore every opportunity and postpone it. Good thing to be done, but you don't them in the right time. Always speak of the mantra tomorrow, tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. The corrective mantra, DIN, do it now. And mere delusion, moha. Aprakash, apravritti, no, aprakash, pravritti, pramad, moha. These are the highlights of tamas. Yada sattve pravriddhetu pralayam yati dehavrit tadottamavida lokan amalan pratipadyate. If the embodied one dies during the predominance of sattva, he rises to the taintless heavenly world attained by men of noble deeds. What will happen if You die while a guna is predominating. If sattva guna is predominating, then if sattva guna is in abundance but not predominating absolutely, then we go to astral heaven, swarga, where we enjoy bhoga, led by good karma, and then we incarnate again, led by your previous good and bad karmas. But if sattva is predominating and you die, you go to celestial heaven, but not for bhoga, but for a passage to moksha. We have illustrations of stories in Mahabharata and Ramayana. In Mahabharata, Shantanu goes into heavenly world, but instead of falling in love with apsaras of heaven, he falls in love with Ganga Devi. And that becomes a whole mystical story. Similarly, King Dasharatha, instead of being busy with bhoga enjoyment in heavenly world, he becomes assistant to Indra in fighting against demons. So, you are going to the same, apparently the same heaven, but one who has abundance of sattva will not stay in heaven. Heaven is a stepping stage for the higher world. Bhoga opens the door, celestial bhoga for them opens the door to heavenly enjoyment. Heavenly, I'm talking about the enjoyment that comes by path of liberation. Rajasi pralayam gatva karma sangisu jayate tatha pralina tamasi mudhat yonishu jayate. If one dies during the predominance of rajas, he is reborn in a family of those who are attached to karma. With rajas predominance, you will be born in a family of complex personalities where you will have a lot of monkey business, lot of turmoil. Similarly, if one dies during the rise of tamas, he is born in the wombs of the deluded. And if tamas is predominating at the time of your death, your birth will be in the family for the most stupid, dull wit. And put it in a more extensive way, you can be born as animals and birds. And I will conclude at this stage. Om Ram 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 Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya grace of God over all of you. with the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyama Amritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.
And we conclude for tonight and join Swamiji for Yoga Vashishta on Tuesday and Wednesday at 7:30.
Om Shri Sadguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Swamiji, good. Thank you. Thank you, Swamiji.